Today we follow up on ancient Greece from last week with 4 books on the House of Atreus. This is Tom Fox, and welcome to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is a book review where I curate 4 books on a specific topic for the compliance professional or the business executive. I know you'll enjoy it. As a compliance professional, if you read more of these books, I know it will help your program. The House of Atreus is perhaps the most cursed house in all of Greek literature. This week on the FCPA Compliance and Ethics blog, I'm doing a 5-part series on the House of Atreus, so I thought I would take a look at 4 top books on the House of Atreus this week on the Sunday Book Review. We, of course, begin with the Oresteia, which contains the 3 plays, Agamemnon, the Libation Bearers, and the Eumenides, from Aeschylus, which tells the story of this most cursed house. Next up, Helen's Judgment. This is a book about Helen's decision to leave her child behind when she fled her unhappy marriage and with Menelaus, and it shows what happens to lead the House of Atreus into the curse that it had on it. Next up, The Curse of Atreus by Brownlee, famous in legend as the husband of Helen of Troy. Menelaus is ironically the most mysterious player in the Trojan War, and he leads the story of the curse of the House of Atreus. And in this book, our author tells that story. The author is a former secondary school teacher from Canada and has traveled extensively in Greece. And woven throughout the story are the powers beyond the control of Menelaus, an arranged marriage with Helen, Odysseus, the clever mind behind the Trojan horse, obviously Achilles, the proud warrior, Paris, the stealer of wives, Priam, the wise but naive king of Troy, and his son Hector, the boy destined to become perhaps the one person who could have united Greece, but becomes the courageous hero of a doomed kingdom. The author cleverly tells this intriguing story and sets up the entire story of the House of Atreus. Next up, Clytemnestra's Bind, The House of Atreus, by Susan Wilson. This is the story of Queen Clytemnestra, whose world is shattered when Agamemnon storms her palace and destroys her family and claims not only the throne, but Clytemnestra herself. Tormented by the loss of her family, she does all she can to protect her children from this unhappy marriage. But when her husband casts his gaze to Troy, these ambitions destroy her once again with the murder of her daughter Iphigenia. So Clytemnestra is one part of this tragedy, and her story continues throughout the Oresteia. And our final book is The Judgment of Helen by Thomas Cobb. This work is culturally important and part of the knowledge base of civilization as we know it. It's been reproduced from an original artifact, remaining true to the original source as possible. It's a reproduction of a historical artifact, and it may you may have difficulty reading in it, but with this judgment, you will follow the judgment of Helen, which led to the terrible events for the House of Atreus. I'm proud to announce the latest podcast in production in the Compliance Podcast Network is our next season of Adventures in Compliance, how Sherlock Holmes informs your compliance program, in which I dissect the 4 novels of Sherlock Holmes. If you want to upgrade your compliance, check out the Compliance Tip of the Day, the Gold Award-winning compliance podcast, which gives you 1 tip with 3 key takeaways of something you can do each day at little or no cost to improve your compliance program. But speaking of books, if you like something new and different, check out the Compliance Kids series on Amazon.com, which explains compliance through the eyes of children. If you have a category of books you'd like explored on the Sunday Book Review, please shoot me an email at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. The Sunday Book Review is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.